Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome to what is, I guess, supposed to be a fortnightly update on everything that's been going on in the English Pokemon TCG. Yes, first thing to address, it has been a bit longer than that. It's been close to a month. I was battling an illness for a good couple of weeks there, and then just kind of getting back into things. Second thing to note is I'm in a different location than normal. I normally film these at home in our Pokemon room, but I'm actually currently in the sorting office, the card sorting room at Cardfather Games, where I work. Gary, the boss, has very kindly allowed me to film back here and in fact use his Osmo camera to film, so pretty happy about that. Now luckily, even though we have to take a little bit more time than usual, we haven't actually missed that much news. There have been a few things to talk about, which we'll get into in just a moment, but overall it has been a pretty slow month. I think that's because a lot of stuff that has been announced was just starting to happen now, things like Ascended Heroes, which we will again touch on a bit more in a moment, but luckily we didn't miss too much, like I say. So anyway, let's jump into it and we will talk about what has been happening. Okay, biggest thing since the last video came out, the release of Ascended Heroes. Now there is a lot of stuff that has been happening with this one. First off, a lot of the products were actually delayed from the first wave of release. So here in North America, the very first weekend, I believe the only things we got were the tech sticker collections, the Charmander and Ghastly 3-pack blisters. We were supposed to at least have the Larry and Erica's blisters then as well, but they got pushed back and they actually only just came out along with the ETBs and the mini-tins, and this actually caused Ascended Heroes to be delayed for tournament release as well, so that became tournament legal a lot later than it should have done. Biggest things to note collector-wise about Ascended Heroes: all of the Pokemon in the set have two different types of reverses. Now the trainers just have a standard flat reverse, and then the Pokemon will have one version with an energy symbol, and then one which either has a ball or a Team Rocket logo. Now one thing is there are a lot of different types of balls. There's Pokeball, Quick Balls, Love Balls, quite a few of them, but each Pokemon only has one ball. So if you see a Pokemon with a Pokeball reverse, they only have Pokeball reverse. They don't have any of the other balls. Same with if they have Quick Ball or Love Ball or anything. Initially, it seemed like maybe there was going to be another thing where one of these was kind of the chase pull, but actually no, when you're opening packs, it is simply that the first slot is going to be your energy symbol, and your second slot is going to be the ball reverse. The first slot can also feature those flat hollow trainers. I haven't actually seen any of the flat hollow trainers being pulled from the second reverse slot, so it actually seems like getting a certain ball reverse is slightly more common than getting a certain energy reverse because they don't have the trainers to contend with. But either way, both versions of these reverse hollows are kind of just standard level reverses. Neither of them are a chase. And of course, we do know that there are God packs available where you can pull a pack comprised entirely of special illustration rares and attack rares. Of course, there is a lot more still to come out for Ascended Heroes, so we're going to see this a lot more for the rest of the year. Next, quickly, a couple of blisters, one which has come out and one which has been announced. The one which has already released is a 2-pack blister featuring Raikou, and this is the Raikou from Mega Evolutions, and is now in a Cosmos foil. I've seen pictures of it actually being in a Cosmos foil. We don't have the stock image here from the Pokemon Center, but this has also been shown up in Targets and other places. Haven't got my hands on this one yet because even just a blister like this is selling out instantly on the Pokemon Center. You know, any TCG stuff is just selling out straight away, so I'm not going to go out my way to fight for that. I'll wait until, you know, someone at the store trades in some of the Cosmos foil promos. And the announced blister is another 2-pack one. This features the Vileplume line. It's the Vileplume line from Phantasmal Flames. As we just have the stock image for now, we don't know foiling types just yet, but my guess would be that the Vileplume is going to be in Cosmos foil, and Oddish and Gloom are just going to be exactly the same as they would be out of the packs. But we'll obviously know for definite when this one releases, and I believe this is due to release sometime in March. Another set of products that have been announced are the World Championship decks from the 2025 tournament. Now obviously these are decks that are recreations of high-placing tournament decks. They're not tournament legal, and they feature the winner's signature on every individual card. Each deck will come with, you know, a coin, a pin, that kind of thing. Now there are 4 different decks represented, and they are the decks of the 3 champions and the junior runner-up. The 4 different decks are Gardevoir, Goldengo, Raging Bolt, and Dragapult. They always try and do 4 different decks. I believe in times before they've had to go down to top 4 rather than just looking at runners-up to get different decks. But here it was all 3 champions played different decks, and the junior runner-up played a different one also. These are always nice products, always a nice commemoration of the tournament, and always come with very nice pins and coins, and these are releasing on April 3rd. Now let's talk about the card Celebratory Fanfare. Now we knew this card was coming. It is for players who reached Ace Trainer status in the last tournament season. I believe the threshold was at 200 championship points. They were sent out this card. It has a very nice artwork on it, of course. Japan has been getting Celebratory Fanfare cards for a few years now. This is the first time one has appeared in English. As you can see here, it features the Play Pokemon logo in the background and features the gold embossed words Ace Trainer. It also comes with another very nice insert card that reads Ace Trainer 2025. Now, as I said, this card was announced a little while back, so all trainers who had reached that status knew they were getting it. I believe it was even announced a little before the end of the tournament season, so people had time to build up those last few points if they needed to. But what we hadn't seen yet was a version of this card for Asia. So the countries that release English language cards, that's Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines, do have their own Celebratory Fanfare. Now, it does not feature the Play Pokemon logo, does not feature the words Ace Trainer, but does feature that Asia Championship Series logo. They obviously had a much lower threshold for points because they have a completely different tournament system. They did actually get one of these cards last year as well, a card that was awarded for achieving a certain amount of points across tournaments. Last year they got a version of Glass Trumpet, which was just a reprint from a set with that Championship Series logo, whereas now, batching up with the rest of the English-speaking world, they have this card with its, unique artwork, unique promo number. So very cool that they got this one as well. Very difficult for people who are trying to master set and get all English cards. They have to make sure they're picking one of these up from Asia and then one from the rest of the world. Final thing to talk about is Pokemon Day, which is coming up at the end of the month. Now, obviously, we've seen the first Pokemon Day related card. It was a Pikachu that was in a blister pack. It was a reprint from Temporal Forces in a Cosmos foil and contained the Pokemon Day logo. Now, we've actually learned the second card for Pokemon Day. This is the card that's going to be handed out at stores that are running events. I believe this one's going to be exclusive to local game stores, so isn't going to be at GameStop or anything like that. And since I'm currently in a local game store, I've been able to grab one out of the supplies that we received already to show it off on camera before we give them out. It is this Bulbasaur card. I'll put a picture up instead of just holding this because it's very reflective. So the card is a reprint from Mega Evolution. It has the reverse holo style, but with that Play Pokemon logo in the background. And again, it contains the 2026 Pokemon Day logo, the same as the Pikachu. So this Bulbasaur is not a card you're just going to be able to buy. There's no product that it comes in. This is a card that you're going to have to go to your LGS and speak to them, find out how they are planning to release this card. Some it will just be, the first people to show up on Pokemon Day. Some are running tournaments. A lot of people are doing different things. So make sure you talk to your local game stores and figure out what they're doing for Pokemon Day so that you can get this Bulbasaur. Alright, well, I was asking for it a bit by saying there wasn't much to catch up on. Since filming that, a lot more news has dropped, so I'll just get it all in this one video. First up, I think this actually came out right within hours of me filming. We now have seen some of the promos from the first partner illustration collections. Now, you might remember me talking about this in the last video. It's going to be a product that's coming out through this year, and we talked about how there was a pack in there with one of 3 promos, and it said, Volume 1, and we've now seen promos for what is probably going to be Volumes 1, 2, and 3. So these are all illustration rares of starter Pokemon. We have Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Rowlet, Litten, Poplio. These are Black Star promos 37 through 45, so if you actually do your promos in a 9-pocket binder, and you just do the regular numbered ones and number them normally, then you will actually fit these ones on a regular 9-pocket page in the right spacing. However, these aren't a full 9-card joining image. It's 3 separate 3-card images. Good chance that later in the year we are going to see these for all of the other starter Pokemon from the other generations as well, but we have no news on that just yet. Another new product announcement, we have an upcoming Mega Zygarde EX Premium Collection. Now, like previous premium collections, this is going to have your promo, which is Blackstar 71. It's going to have a lenticular jumbo card, a sticker, and 8 booster packs. Not a ton else to say on this one. It is scheduled for release on May 22nd. Now, a couple of new promos to talk about. First of all, the Great Ball League, which if you've watched this channel, you've probably heard of. That is one of the tournaments that happen in Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines that give away English language promos. They have revealed what the participation promo will be for Season 3 this year, which will be starting soon. That promo is going to be Tool Scrapper, so it comes here with the Great Ball League logo on it. Reshiram is still the prize card for this season, as it has been for the other 2 seasons. And next, of course, we have just had EUIC, the European International Championships, actually just finished today as I am filming this. So the promo for that one was Ultra Ball. We basically knew that because we'd seen the Latin America version, but confirmed that this has gone out. It has a player version, which has no additional stamps, just the EUIC logo, has the staff version, the top 8, and the champion version, all with just their respective stamps added to the card. And finally, a new set of Professor promos dropped. Kind of unannounced, just appeared on the Professor store. And following on from the last 4 Professor Program cards, these are 4 more of the Professor researchers that started in the Japanese starter decks. There was 1 for each generation. Now, first of all, I will say sorry for the bad quality image, but this is literally the image from the Professor store. I don't think anyone's received them in person yet. There are 4 in here. There is Professor Juniper, which is from the Black Bolt set, and that comes in reverse foil with Professor Program logo. And then there's Birch, Kukui, and Magnolia, which are the Black Star promos that originated in the Trainer's Toolkit, and they seem to just be in regular foil. Now, I can't quite tell from this photo whether they are just the standard silver foil, like we get in sets, or whether they have a Cosmos foil on top of that as well. We will know it as soon as people start getting them. Now, you might know I have talked about these Professor's researchers on this channel before. I said it was a shame that they were splitting up the 9 of them because they were all a very nice matching set, and the way they were released in Japan, they all came together. And then obviously over here, when they were in sets, 4 of them got regular versions, reverse versions, and Pokeball versions. 2 of them got regular versions and reverse versions, and then 3 of them just got regular versions because they were the Black Star promos. We are now at a point where 8 out of the 9 of them have Professor Program versions. 5 of those 8 have reverse holo versions with the Professor Program logo. 3 of them have foil versions with the Professor Program logo. And there's still 1 which does not have the Professor Program logo at all. That's the Professor Sada from Journey Together. Now, kind of have to think that Professor Sada is going to get a promo version at some point, most likely at an upcoming seminar or something this year. That would be my guess. I don't think they'd make us wait another whole year to get Sada as part of a pack with the other promos, but why they couldn't... I know 4 is a playset, but I don't see why they couldn't have just done all 5 of them in this one, to finish that set off. And I know that 3 of them were Black Star promos. I don't get why they still couldn't have had reverse versions. I would have obviously loved them a lot more if they were matching. It's a weird release and design choice, to be honest. Like, I'm glad at least the Black Star promo ones are foil, so there are foil versions of these artworks out there, and not just the non-foils that come in the Trainer's Toolkit. But I mean, really, would it have killed you guys to put reverse foils on it? It can't be that much different. I really don't think. But hey, those are available. Well, they're not available in the Professor store anymore. They dropped last week. They've run out at least of English copies, so myself and Laura are waiting for those to restock, and I'm sure a lot of other people are as well. And that's it. That's all we need to look at this time. Hopefully you enjoyed. Apologies again for taking so long to get to this video. I do have some other videos filmed actually ready to go, including, as I said in the last one, I've got one with Laura opening some black and white packs that just needs edited and put up, so you should hopefully be seeing that one soon too. And barring any kind of illness again, these news videos will be back to once every 2 weeks. I also think it'll be a lot of fun to do some more videos here at the store. Maybe show you guys around the store, what we do day to day, some of the stuff that goes on back here. I'd have to clear it with my boss, but let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing if I did a video on that. But hey, thanks again for watching. As always, thank you all for the support, and I'll see you again very soon.
We would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who chooses to support the DJ Gigabyte channel on Patreon. Join us to help out and get a look behind the scenes.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!